Hello people of YouTube, it's your boy, Skinny Penis, back again. We are literally on a hot streak here when it comes to content. I actually decided to make another one, because it's actually pretty fun to do. I can just mumble my dumb thoughts while I'm playing. Obviously I can't say everything, because not everything comes to mind, or I can't really phrase all of my thoughts while I'm playing the game. But the more I the more of these videos I do, the more you can collect like bits and pieces and create a full picture of what I'm actually thinking. Obviously, I'm not playing perfectly, but in general, there may be some interesting thoughts on why I do what. So, I actually decided to do Colombo because I kind of want to show that it's definitely not a weak BB at all. In my opinion, it's actually pretty viable. Even the teams that run it in CBs, I can get behind why people run it in CBs. There is reasons for it, and the reasons are pretty obvious. Obviously, Colombo has a whole lot of drawbacks in terms that it has very limited range and the armor is mediocre, but you can kind of work around it, at least in randoms when you play Sansonetti. Also between the ammo switching, it's very improved in randoms because of your... Actually, no, that's also for competitive, like Sansonetti ammo switch or Sansonetti expert loader is really strong on it, but that's kind of the thing with all Italian ships. You kind of have to have Sansonetti because they're all somewhat balanced around it, because there's so few Italian ships, I guess, that they actually balance it around Sansonetti, and also the fact that Sansonetti procs come in super fast and easy, and everyone can achieve them, and they're impactful for most of the ships. Yeah, most of the Italian ships are balanced around it. For example, the USN ships are not balanced at all around the fact that Halsey exists. Like, for good players, it's insanely easy to proc the Confederate and mauled over people with ships like Annapolis or Sherman. In any case, we have a double submarine game. That's very unfortunate. We have a whole bunch of great BBs. We have 4 BBs that we completely obliterate with SAP if needed. Obviously, I mean, we can kind of ignore the Yodo apart from the Torbs, but the Clausewitz is a bit of a problem. I think he pens us everywhere. We have 50mm. And we're running into a test Kunming. Again, actually. Personally, I fucking hate that thing already, because I'm so dependent on my teammates actually playing well on my flank. And I'm probably not going to do another video in a battleship today, because apparently we're getting a submarine and most likely a torpedo DD. If that guy is here, I'm actually fucking mauling out. On each of our games on the flanks. So yeah, and my DD apparently always runs away from the same flank. So we're looking at a most likely permakite game for the beginning of the match again. Because the submarine is definitely going to be here, and yeah, we're going to see if the Kunming is here, or the... No, the Kunming is actually not here. We have the Mogador in the cap. That's super good. So we're not that threatened apart from the submarine. Like, the submarine is going to be here, obviously. But we're going to start from Kite. We have 3 battleships pushing into us. And as long as I angle, I'm actually kind of fine. Unfortunately, I don't have the option of loading HE, obviously, in Colombo, so... The combination of the submarine permatorping and pinging the Satsuma and me getting instant permafires is not there. That is very unfortunate, but we can obliterate the Satsuma most likely with SAP because it's such a fat target that we're definitely going to get hits over hits over hits, even though the dispersion is super shotgunny. As you can see. Actually, I got 4 shell hits, but 3 of them didn't do damage, so that's most likely the problem here. In any case, people think Colombo is absolute trash. The problem with that being that it doesn't really play like a completely average BB that is super AP focused, has strong AP and stuff. Colombo AP is great. It's not completely useless like on other battleships. Anhals of this world and shit. The 380mm pen of the Italians is actually pretty good. Got some nice hit there. But Colombo works around permaloading SAP, to be honest. Because your SAP is a short damage. Like, every single salvo is dealing a decent amount of damage, which means over time you're going to end up with actually very high average damage in this ship. I can always say there was like a Russian guy who made Colombo like 200k average. And if I would play this ship super try hard, to be honest, there's a very high likelihood of me also reaching higher average damages than in other BBs. It's just the way it works. And to be fair, I mean, you have the British BBs with the extreme premium ammo, like premium ammo British HE is obviously the most improved or the best premium ammo on battleships in the entire game. That's a given because you also get fires. Then again, the SAP damage on Colombo is actually worth a whole lot. The reason for that is it's pen damage, so you're kind of griefing the heals. You're specifically griefing the super heals of British battleships because obviously the pen damage isn't that healable. And here we have the problem, the range is just super limited on the Colombo, but since we have the smoke and I can heal already, I can definitely turn it around because I looked at the gameplay here on the 1-2 line. There doesn't appear to be a submarine here. There doesn't appear to be submarine pings at the moment. So what I can do now is turn it around on the 1 line, and obviously I have to. I mean, it's the only option I have at this point to try and play the game is going 1 line. I actually shot right when he accelerated. That is really unfortunate. But he doesn't play prop mod. Maybe I hit the ass. He's HE spamming me. I have a DCP ready though. I also have the smoke ready. So in general, I will be able to stay alive here for a long time. Specifically also because the Satsuma is gone. Actually, it's fucked. There is a submarine after all. Apparently he didn't play the game for the first whatever the fuck minutes. Kind of a disaster. Actually, we have the Yodo there. Going to switch into bird's eye view, and we're going to quick switch to AP, and then to try and fuck with the Yodo for sure. Hope the submarine pings again. Ping the 23k there. The turrets are 360. No, they're not 360, but they're definitely easy to aim to the front. I kinda have to pop my smoke here and not shoot. Actually, I will shoot because this guy's giving me flat broadside. I kinda want to cheese it. Even if I take more damage now. Ah, fuck, I only get overpens and... Wow, I only get overpens there. Lots of hits though. I think the submarine is reversing there, so I'm going to drop this. I hope the Satsuma volley isn't completely obliterating me. I have a double ping on my dumbass, so... But at least the torps come in right when I turn out. That is super lucky. Actually, I hit the submarine there. Yeah, he's just stationary there. I can definitely kill him under normal circumstances. We had a quick little engagement here with the Yodo. Is he? Yeah, he's oil slicking, so I can drop it again. When they oil slick, you can actually that's like the ping indicator is dog shit, especially if they move. But the oil slick is super good. So I think he's still reversing, so I can drop him here again after his DCP is down, and I will then get a perma oil slick. Yeah, exactly. Interesting though that he's still alive. It's already 4 bombs, and I think it was 3 direct hits. Yeah, 3 direct hits. But yeah, we keep AP loaded for now. We're going to make our way to the middle. There's no torpedo boats there unless the Kunming went there. And he's still reversing, so he can... Oh, and he flooded to death. Great. I also got the Sansonetti proc now, so I actually have over 20 km range. Plus 1.5 kilometers. That's what I said. Like, it's kind of balanced around it. I personally run reload mod. We're going into the spec anyways in a second. But, yeah. Actually, we have cleared the flank. Disastrous balanced cruiser Yodo that is completely useless, just gave flat broadside, is essentially more maneuverable than most BBs, so yeah, he pretty much had a hard time angling there in general. And the submarine was also, again, in the 3rd game in a row now, completely trash. Guy's slowing down. Yeah, he was completely trash again. We could fuck him very easily because he misplayed, like the submarine itself choose to play like shit. That definitely wasn't us outplaying him like crazy. Yeah. Bummer really, to be honest. I hope my team can deal with the Mogador in the cap. I'm going to go to the 2 line with the submarine together to maybe cut off the Mogador from doing anything irrational or retarded. For now I can also shoot unspotted here, but I kinda wanna cut the Mogador off. Sadly, my team didn't do additional damage to him, which kinda means that I can't really one-shot him reliably unless he's super close. But if he's super close, I will also like kinda risk eating a lot of torps, and the torps are super high damage. I mean, playing range mod and getting a Sansonetti proc also improves your dispersion a fair bit. But I'm actually gonna stop here because I can literally keep shooting them unspotted, so I don't have to use even more of my HP pool. And my heals, because I only have 2 left and I'm half HP. I mean, I really hope that my Yoshino is complete AFK cancer. Yeah, that's the thing, like, you shouldn't load AP, really. Okay, I'm going to go out, and I'm going to fuck with the Mogador. If I pick up enough speed, I should be able to dodge his torpedoes. Or at least enough of them that I can... hope I get a good hit here, to be honest. Ah, that's a great hit. I also get the Sansonetti proc. We're going to turn fully in immediately. We have the turrets be able to turn completely around the front, which is a great bonus of the Colombo. We can't DCP that yet because he obviously threw torps, but what he's not doing is turning his ship to torp the other side yet. We gotta be careful for that. The moment he turns his ship to torp the other side, we gotta be really careful. Actually, I'm going to DCP now and chance it on my ability to dodge torpedoes, because he didn't actually torp. I think he torped. Okay, my Alsace is going to block C. My only problem is I have to kind of kill the Mogador before and then go dark in the smoke. Actually, fuck, it's kind of disastrous. I have to pop the smoke now because I have the I was shooting HE, man, it's crazy. Okay, wait. I have the Mogador again. Shotgun dispersion could definitely help here with my fucking trash aim. Yep, we get him. We have the reload on Sansonetti, which helps us a great lot here. The problem is just I'm giving flat broadside, taking a bunch of fucking damage. Satsuma's also shooting us. I have the smoke though to go dark and run away. Question is just, am I going to even attempt to shoot here? I mean, it's super tempting, but I think I would just die immediately. I'm going to do it because the game is essentially over. Only the other. Oh, actually, I have. Yeah, true. Smokefire penalty working out here in my favor. I'm far enough away. Kite it out. As you can see, like, as long as you know how to keep yourself afloat in this ship and you get a kill early, your permanent spam of SAP can fuck a whole lot with the enemy, and you're collecting a bunch of damage. And it's not even like completely useless, worthless damage. It's actually pen damage, as I said. You can see I'm repeatedly punching people for 10k, and as long as you are able to do this throughout an entire game, you're most likely going to end up with a lot of damage. It's definitely not that weak of a battleship as people make it out to be. I'm going to get my next heal off. I'm also running improved repair party readiness again, because I don't think I need really brisk on this ship. Yeah, well, I mean, he could die to the torpedoes. That's like the guy could, by the way, one-shot me here. He's dead to the torps. We get more time. I want to heal. I can dodge the Satsuma shells. Problem would be we're not going to keep killing people fast enough here to actually win it in any case. I tried my best on this flank, to be honest, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. My reload with the AR and Sansonetti proc is down to 23 seconds with the SAP, meaning I actually have a whole lot of DPM now on this battleship. My Yoshino will touch mid-cap though, so in case or if we would be able to kill one more ship and get more time, we actually get to play the game a whole lot longer. Well, there we go. We have killed that guy. I definitely don't have enough AP penetration for the Iowa broadside at this range, but our Yoshino finally rejoining the battle, full HP. Sadly though, these people are running away from me, so I would highly doubt that I can actually make it back into the game. We have a submarine behind them, but they're too healthy in my opinion. I will switch to AP and go for opportunistic long range AP shots. Water plane for better dispersion. They're angling in towards the Yoshino. The Yoshino is gamer turning out because he's fucking stupid. And he got nearly one shot. Actually got one shot, kind of. Yeah, well, I don't have the penetration at this range to actually... And the game is over. Well, not really much you can do. Our Yoshino didn't play the game at all. At least their submarine was bad too on my flank. But we got through all 5 heals. We have 220k damage, which is fine. Obviously the submarine that died and got all the spotting damage and obviously also killed people. Combat Scout again is ending up first. This is again nearly a 3k base game for the fucking submarine. Their super ship tester in the Kunming apparently destroyed a whole bunch of fucking battleships in our team. Capitan Clement from Surikats wasn't really able to help us out at all, though I don't really know how strong that ship is. I assume it's actually pretty good. Our Hannover is last in the team, which is obviously helpful. This is really helpful. We really enjoy, what is it, 300? No, 195k game accounts that have essentially all super ships, play their Hanover 9 times, have 11% win rate and do 17k average damage. This is like the perfect example of what's wrong with World of Warships, and our Dalana is second last. So yeah, man, sadly you end up in super ship matchmaking, but your Hanover is essentially not playing the game. He's not actually there. It got countered a bit by their submarines being completely useless too, but didn't matter, couldn't carry enough. Yeah, I killed the submarine completely by myself. I think that's the complete HP of it, if it doesn't play the HP increase. I could fuck with Yodo, Mogador, the SAP salvos on the Satsuma. I said like 72k pen damage, super good. There's also pen damage, that's also pen damage. You're just dealing raw damage, no fires, no nothing, so the damage you're accumulating with SAP 140 is actually super viable. I tanked 140. I mean, it's not like Colombo is not really a good ship for tanking at all, especially because of the armor scheme itself. You can't really use your back turrets unless you risk running a whole lot of damage on it. So we're playing no brisk, but we're playing grease the gears because turret traverse is really bad on the ship, kind of, and you can also use it way better than to turn the turrets when you're pushing. That is super strong actually on that ship, that they all turn towards the front. And we're running improved repair party readiness again in case we need the heal faster. In terms of modules, we're running reload, not range, though I think range is an alternative here for sure, because I mean, unless you get a kill, your base range is not even 19 km. It is kind of 19 km. Rest is as always, and you can't run the smoke here, because that would be kind of hilariously broken to be able to spec it on Colombo. Yeah, and we're running Sansonetti, which, as I said, is kind of on most ships of the Italian nation a must-have in randoms. You can play Napoli in randoms without Sansonetti procs, that's perfectly fine. You can run Venezia also, it's kind of perfectly fine, though it gets obviously way stronger when you have Sansonetti. Colombo and Regolo, in my opinion, really depend on having that captain because of the gun ranges that are both kind of balanced around the fact that you proc the additional gun range so easy on the captain and commander. The hits, the amount of shell hits, you're not gonna proc really on the Colombo unless it's like really late game. Then you get maybe a little bit more from the heal or the smoke, but I mean obviously the smoke is more a disengaging tool. It's not a tool to actually make aggressive moves like in Regulo, where you can shoot while you're in the smoke and stay unspotted. Yeah, but on Regulo you proc like all of the perks very easily. On Colombo it's more about the Confederate and the improved expert loader and the gun range. Most likely the gun range is super important. Again, we're running into second game. We're running into a double submarine game again. This time, thankfully, only tier 8 ones. Hopefully they're as bad as all the other subs I met today. We have a carrier, it doesn't really matter, and battleship wise we're actually looking pretty good. Okay, again, Yamato Io are really strong. Kreml is a big problem for us, to be honest. Like that thing never dies against Colombo. It's kind of like a hard counter of some sort if it angles. Giuseppe Verdi is fine again. In terms of cruisers, we didn't really get to shoot at a cruiser last game, though you could see that coping about the bad dispersion on a 16 shell battleship is kinda funny, because the moment you would buff the Sigma by 0.2 points or something, the ship would actually, in my opinion, become so viable that I would actually run it in CBs or maybe even COD strats. Because if that ship with 16 guns becomes super reliable and its salvos with the SAP, your game impact is insanely great. Definitely, like range mod Colombo could be definitely a viable solution in randoms, in competitive then. Uh, Specifically if Vincent is also your opponent, like running a Vincent yourself and having a Colombo chunk it 2-3 times for a decent amount, like 15 to 20k with SAP would grief the heal for late game completely because of the pen damage and the nature of the SAP, which pens some battleships like everywhere, every angle most likely. So yeah, cruisers in general not a problem for us at all. You're hard griefing them the moment they angle up slightly and offer you more surface area to shoot at. Um, Actually, we've got an arms race game for once. I'm going to play into the flank, even though my team is obviously running away again. I don't know why my Haaland, as a torpedo DD that doesn't even have a smoke, isn't playing 9-10 for information. That is super sad. Only my Talon is here. My Talon could bring in very good and important information radar here, so we can at least stick around for a wee bit. But the way he's currently moving in, and also the carrier already like 10k'ing him with rockets, which is obviously very nice, and spotting him, he might die fairly early. Also given the fact that there's 2 BBs here, and there's going a third one here too. The division is coming here. Not really good at like farming them if they're nose in. I would personally have, or the best option would be to have actual teammates assist me here in terms of spot and torp to zone them. We would have to have teammates here really, because it's obviously tier 8-9 matchmaking. We have 3 of the tier 10s here. If you include the carrier, it's even more. And our Haaland is not going to win a gunfight in the middle against a Grozovoi when the carrier is trying to drop him too. So yeah, we're not looking too spicy. We're preloading SAP because there's no real reason to have AP loaded. We're not gonna get a chance at citadeling anything here flat broadside. Waiting until this guy comes in range. Obviously the first salvos of Colombo could be really huge. Because people are still unsaturated, so you're getting a whole lot of value out of the pen damage. That looks like really based Kreml dispersion. Yeah, 2 shells, 9k. So that's kinda thing when people are still unsaturated. Obviously this damage gets halved most of the times in late game when they're actually saturated on those parts. It appears though the Grozovoi is definitely not here, and there hasn't been submarines sighting yet, but telling from what happened last game, I wouldn't be too sure that the submarine doesn't play this after all. I'm definitely going to stay here. There's no heavy HE slinger at the moment. Like, it's AP focused, 3 AP focused battleships. I'm not really being overmatched by the Yamato, so I can definitely collect some pot damage here, stay in tank, and hope that obviously my fucking bunch of very funny people in my team are using their high numbers on the other side to actually make something happen. My Musashi is camping at the carrier because it's a Musashi. He plays a broken tier 9 premium, but then he mauls out when there's a carrier, doesn't play the game anymore, even though if you would take the carrier damage off him, or off someone else and tank a bit too, he would definitely help greatly. Now we just make ourselves completely useless, not hit anything, but camp next to the carrier because we're useless and shit. So yeah, that's it essentially. We have an Immelmann. Our Immelmann could actually potentially grieve the... Oh, is he gonna get one shot by that? No way. Oh, he nearly got one shot. Why is he not moving, man? Is he like also one of these kinds who's just giving up because it's tier 10 matchmaking? He's not allowed to grief people? Fuck, dude. This is a carrier griefer. That is a grief bot carrier, so... Yeah, well, 24k here. That's the thing with the SAP as last game. It's very reliable damage if you just keep it permaloaded. As said, Colombo works a bit different than the other battleships. I'm actually spotted now, which means the submarine is here. I don't know if I should pop the smoke here to mitigate even more damage, because I will be spotted and they will be shooting me, but then again it's super long range. But I'm achieving kind of what I want here. I'm completely alone, I'm still fine on HP. I mean, the heal and arms raise on battleship doesn't do shit, so that's fucking useless, unless it's like maybe triple heal with triple HP increase. But I'm keeping all 4 ships still here, not doing anything. My Talon is perma-reversing, AFK cancer, my Musashi is still camping next to the carrier, and the submarine is obviously behind me. Maybe I can start dropping the one thing over and over, maybe I get some random hits. It's all about luck now at this point. Can't really... Well, the submarine appears to be actually super griefy. He's out of range. So I actually have to keep fucking perma-kiting again and again and again. Like, this is literally the random safari tours of 2023. You're seeing an incredible variety of creatures. Straight up incredible human beings. Actually, I don't know, man. Most likely animals. Okay, we have the submarine here. As said, like, I have to hope that I actually get drops on him randomly. I mean, this game would only be decent as a battleship that I play here if I had HE and lots of shells, essentially. Like, I would need a British battleship here, or something like a Monty that can definitely spam HE. I mean, I'm even out of range of that submarine. He's still dropping me. I would need something with HE. HE and decent reload, then I could actually play this. Otherwise, I'm just forced to have ASAP loaded. Sadly, now, as said, like, I would need teammates, so they have to kind of angle up to me. Now, if I have to shoot at nose-in targets, this is the worst scenario. I think I'm even going to pick out the Moskva. It's the most likely target I can actually deal damage to. Also, it's kind of very viable damage there. I will keep shooting. I will keep them distracted. We're doing 15k. We're keeping them distracted because our team is winning the other side. Would have been super sad if they don't do that. I mean, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, 3 out of the 4 tier 10s were here, and the 4th tier 10 already killed himself in his Grozovoi, which is obviously huge. I would like the 2 heal buffs, to be honest, to be collected. Yes, it's 17k. So much for this battleship is weak. Somehow when I play Moskva, I find myself against Lepantos and Colombos a lot, and they always seem to smash my head in repeatedly over time. And this is exactly what I was suffering through in my Moskva games. Like a Colombo just getting half decent dispersion and suddenly randomly taking a whole bunch of HP out of me. I have no clue how he's moving in his submarine, but I think he's hunting me. I'm keeping actually 4 people occupied here. The submarine too. Oh, the submarine doesn't really... Are we getting hits here? Yeah, we finally got him. So he's trying to push me, but I don't think he's going full HP, full speed, because I think if he would go full speed, the indicator, like the lead on the indicator was for full speed, kind of. That's what I figured. I don't know if that's true though. Hard to hit. He's perfectly nose in. He doesn't have to angle up at all because there's no real crossfire. Now the Musashi finally charms in, which means I'm going to see more of the side of the Moskva. Actually, I'm going to switch to AP here. I'm going to... Oh my god, he just got one shot. Finally, I have some sort of backup here. Should be easy. Like, the dispersion looks good. I mean, it's 8 shells, dude. Like, 1 shell will definitely fuck with him here. Yep, 1 shell was enough. We're perma-kiting still. It's just fucking cancer, dude, I swear to God. This will hit us, and I think if it hits us, I'm going to definitely... Doesn't hit us. Oh my god, they could keep start home. Did they start? No, okay. We're Gucci. Oil slick? No oil slick. Man, this is some really fucking stupid gameplay, I swear to God. I'm collecting a bunch of potential damage at least, right? So that's good. Please hit him. Okay, we're going to heal. Quick. Gotta really care about this this Yamato angle of a reload buff. Oh my god, he got 17,000. Okay, I got a direct hit again. I have no clue what this is supposed to... Okay, we're dodging the torps again. That submarine is really, really bad. Again. I mean, this one is a bit better than the others. Kind of. He has no reload buff though, thankfully. That's most likely the reason we're not dying. Also, I got the kill from the Moscow. Oh my god, I killed the submarine again. Gameplay, bro. This is gameplay. We have kept the middle. I mean, obviously the entire team is somehow on my dick here. Actually, I'm going to use my smoke because they're all outside of my smoke firing penalty, so I can just stay alive here. I should have done that after the submarine died immediately. I will stay alive here. We do have the improved repair party readiness, which is giving us 17% of it. It's a decent buff. It's not that crazy, but it's definitely okay. Usable. And we we permanently guided 4 ships, actually 5 ships alone. Moscow giving flat broadside to our base camp, full HP Musashi, Giga Gamer. 3.8k potential, it's just like the Vincent game, the first one I played. Where I got a bunch of potential damage too. I thought I could shoot here once or twice more, but our carrier, neither our team is spotting anything. So yeah, at least we win this one. It's not as much damage, but that's essentially a given. I don't know what I should do there. My hopes were just that these people either stay focused on me and I can make myself as hard as possible to kill. The other option is obviously when I'm in kite and when they actually lose interest on me, I could then actually finally repush and play the game. But today it just seems like there's always a submarine on my flank and an abundance of enemy BBs and ships, while my team doesn't really play the same flank, so I'm kinda out there alone. This is pretty fucking disgusting. That's 40k pen damage on angled Moskva, and it was from a really, really long distance. That wasn't even close up. If you go close to it, you get like 2-3 volleys, he's most likely going to lose 50-60k in 2-3 volleys. It's super easy. It's too fat. You penetrate him essentially everywhere, especially if he's slightly angled up. Yeah, it's definitely not a weak ship, but yeah. This time I tanked more, but I think I had a heal running the entire time. Also, I got more value out of the heals this time than last game. Yeah, the only reason I can actually kill these submarines is, by the way, because I'm a battleship and I have 11 km depth charge range with higher damaging depth charges, I think. I think the cruiser depth charges have... Yeah, mate, I don't know if they have the same damage, really, I don't care. You most likely can't really use the cruiser depth charges if the submarine isn't coming super close to you. Like, I could start dropping him way earlier. In any case, that was Colombo. Again, 2 pretty sad games to play around. The only thing I have to say before I end it is that Colombo is definitely not a weak ship. The only thing you should learn is that, or that you should remember, is the ship is not really a clapper. It can clap. It does have a lot of shells, and the 380 Italian BBAP isn't that weak. It's good arcs, good penetration. You can fuck with cruisers, like things like Des Moines and Moscow do pop when they're flat broadside. You do get a lot of damage, but the ship is mainly focused around perma-shitting SAP into slightly angled up targets and collecting a lot of like safe damage per volley, where even if it's just 8-9k or 7k per volley, if you do that and you know how to stay alive and you do that across like 10 to 15 minutes, you are going to rack up a whole lot of damage. This is a, in my opinion, really strong battleship and super hard to balance. Actually, it could be buffed slightly. The problem with it is just if you touch range, if you touch sigma value, you can only touch it in very small margins, because if you overbuff it, it would become kind of broken, in my opinion. The SAP on battleships is just too strong, and that's also the reason why Italian BBs are shotguns. If you would make them more consistent, these things would become hilariously broken. So therefore, they're probably not touching it at all. I mean, in any case, the ship is performing decently overall, kind of. It does a lot of damage anyways across the server. Not that bad. The only thing you should remember is don't angle up too much in this ship. It has 50mm, it has 70mm plating on the side, but the problem is it's completely flat, so every AP essentially fuses and penetrates it. So do be careful about that. DDs and cruisers love this broadside. But yeah, I like this ship actually kind of a lot. It's a different take on battleships, to be honest. All the other BBs are kind of like the same, mostly, either ranged snipers or HE spammers. So this thing is very interesting for the game. Personally, I don't really like it when I play a cruiser. I think it's pretty demented to play against it with the all penning ammo. In Moscow, as I said, I get constantly shot on. But in any case, take care. Maybe try it yourself. Obviously, get Sansonetti beforehand, in my opinion. And see you in the next video.